Namaste Vyas. Welcome to DM Astrology. Today I am going to speak something negative. I know that everything cannot be a good and positive always. So today I am going to discuss a person always giving you a trouble. That's your enemy. How to see the enemies and how to get rid of the enmity, right? So for in the astrology, there's a enemy house. We all know that the 6th house is the enemy house, and it is very surprise that Rishimuni, all our sages, has made the enemy house first and then 11th house as a friend. And we all know that Chanakya has said, given the definition of friend, Mitra. मित्र कौन होता है? Who is your friend? So he says enemy is a friend, and the same thing it is applied in the Bhavartha Bham. From ascendant to 6th house is your enemy, and from 6th house to 6th house, so enemy 6, enemy to enemy, that is 11, he is your friend. So one friend equal to 2 enemies. Those having a friend, be careful. We all have celebrated as Friendship Day very just now recently. So just take care. And we see so many people are facing so many enmity. There are enmity between the family, enmity between the person to person, enmity between the nation, so many things. See, in mundane astrology also the 6th house is seen from the foreign affairs, or we can say it's how your relation with the neighboring states. So 6th house, we all know it's a house of enemy. Now, how the enemy is created? How the enemy is created? See, one thing is that the enemy always keep you alert. As many times I said that the 6th house is nothing but what you oppose. The things remains, but still we always oppose. That is 6th house. So from 6th house we see certain things which is there, but we always oppose, like disease, like enemy, like death, like job, everything which presents in our life, but we always oppose it, right? So 6th house is a house of enemy. You have to check your 6th house. See, for the disease, we all know that you can see Sustamounts or D30 or D60 for medical astrology or for disease related. But for enmity, for enemies, you can see D6 chart. Who's your enemy? How long the enemy will be there? I have already done the D6 chart. Person can refer that. So 6th house is a house of enemy, and the Mars is a Karak. Mars is a significator of enemy, because we know our action makes some person envy, and that envy convert into the enmity or enemies, right? Now, who gives the birth to the enemy? Very interesting. This is the Bhavartha Bhavam. This is a Bhavartha Bhavam, that who gives birth to enemy. And you will be surprised that your own mouth, your own tongue, all your tongue and your mouth creates the enemy. Now definitely you will ask how. You see, we create our child from 5th house. So our child will be seen from our house, ascendant house to 5th house. So 5th house is a house of creation, what you create, right? And the 6th house is a 5th from 2nd house. So 2nd house is your mouth, 2nd house is your relatives. The relatives to whom you don't speak rightly, they become your enemy. They will not tell you in the face, in front of your face, but they will start destroying your reputation in back of you, because in back of everything things are recorded, We know whatever the deeds we do in the first house is all recorded in the fifth house. Same way, whatever you utter, whatever you speak about others, whatever the money level you have, see, more money, more enemy. No enemy, no money, no enemy. More relatives, more enemy. Less relatives, less enemy. So the second house is a cause, and science or the physics believes cause and effect, So second house is a cause for what? The enemy get rise or enemy take birth. Very important, very important. So you have created the enemy by uttering certain words which you should not, or sometime if you are not utter something word, if you are not speak something, that also makes the enemy. Suppose your good friend is with you and somebody has done some mischief with him, you have to protect him. If that time you are not protected by your words, by your action, he will think you as an enemy. So enemy is nothing but by your tongue, by your deeds, by your money, by your relation. When relation doesn't turn, it becomes enemy. And this is a cause. The second house is a cause of a sixth house. See, that disease also being a cause by the mouth. Either you eat which should not be eat, and either you don't eat what it's supposed to eat. Same way. So cause is second house. Your enemy cause is the second house. That effect goes to the 10th house, because this is a triangle. 2, 6, 10. 2, 6, 10 is a cause and effect. So every house, the 5th is the cause and 9th is a effect. So what will be the effect? Then that will turn your deeds. You will always face some or other difficulties from your enemy, and your enemy will try to pull down your reputation, 10th house. Try to pull down your position in the society, 10th house. Try to harm in your work, 10th house. Try to gives you so much pain, physical bodily pain, 10th house. So the cause is the second house, because of which the enemy has happened, and effect is the 10th house where it has reflected. So it is a cause and effect theory of 5 and 9. You can apply to any house. You can apply a 5th and 9. 5th will be the cause and 9th will be, you have to see reverse. You have to see reverse. Suppose you have to see a child yoga, you will go to the 5th house. But for you, it is 1st house to 5th house. And the effect is in the 9th house. Either your child will bring a good luck or it will not bring a good luck. Here we are focusing on the enemy. If your 6th lord is placed 6, 8 and 12 to 8, you will have a less enemy. Like if your 6th lord is placed in the 11th house, 6th lord placed in the ascendant, or 6th lord placed in the 5th house, very less enemy. You don't have a luck or good luck to have an enemy, because enemies are also very costly. Somebody are really lucky that they have an enemy. Whereas the friends are always a liability, because you have to pay them. For the enemy, you have to always preserve. So 6th house, as 6th lord you have to see. If your 6th lord is placed in the Kendra to 6th house, that means it has placed in the 9th house, 12th house, 3rd house, or in 6th house itself. The reason is by your action, one after another, people becomes your enemy. Very bad. Even with conscious or without conscious, the enemies are created by yourself. If it is seated, if 6th lord seated in the 5th house, at 5th to it, that is in 10th house or in 2nd house, that means timely. Periodically you will face a enemy problem. Thereafter there will be no enmity, and that can turn into the friendship. Your enemy can be turned into the friendship. Your 6th lord placed in the 11th house, that also says that your enemy will convert into the positive way. If your 6th lord is placed 2, 3 and 11 from 6th house, means if your 6th lord plays in 7th house, 8th house or it is placed in the 4th house, that means it's your efforts which has made some person against you, enemy. So here we have to see 2nd house. If 2nd house is malefically affected, that means if the 2nd house Rahu is there, obviously it will aspect your 5th aspect to your 6th house and 10th house. That automatically creates the enemy. If your 5th house, 2nd house is occupied by the benefit planet, then your words, your planets are making good sentence, good statement, so that you are not creating enemies by your speech. So 2nd house, 5th, 6th house and 10th house very important for enemy. If this house is affected with the malefic planet, you are going to face your enemy in your life, and sometimes the enemy may cause you physically, mentally, emotionally, or anyway they will harm you. So if your 6th lord is placed with the malefic planet, that means some harm effect is going to happen with the enemy, so you have to be very careful. If your 6th lord is placed with the benefit planet, suppose the 6th lord itself is the benefit planet and seated with the benefit planet, your enemy will harm you, but you will get a way out or settlement. Amicable settlement can be possible with your enemy, and your enemy can less harm you, or he will turn into the positive. So very, very important about the 6th house. 6th house enemy. And Mars, the position of Mars is also very important. If Mars plays in the 11th house, 1st house or 5th house, that means you have a less enemy. Your action is automatically deducted your enemies. So your act or action is very fast. Your reaction is so fast, so there are no enemies. Same way, if a Mars plays in the 9th house, 12th house or 3rd house, there will be enemy continues, or in the 6th house itself, you are continuous generating a new enemies. If your Mars is placed, suppose your Mars is placed in the 10th house or 2nd house, that means periodically during a Mars Dasha, Antardasha, or during the transit of Mars, you are facing a problem of enemy. And if Mars is placed in 7th house, 8th house or 4th house, that means it will be created by your deeds, and it will be a short life. Your enemy will not stand long. Now, how to rid away from the enemies? How to get rid of from the enemies? Very good remedies is to pray Lord Mars. Donate the Mars item. See, the same thing I have given for the debt. How to come out from the debt. So for that also the same rule apply, because the Mars is there. So if you feel that you should not be affected with the enemies, continuous pray Lord Ganesha, or you can pray Lord Hanuman. Lord Hanuman always being remembered as a good friend, because he is a good friend of a Sri Rama, right? So to get relief from enemy, if you are already under the effect of our enemies, you start praying Lord Ganesha. Continues visit the Lord Ganesha temple and do pray Hanuman, Bajrang Ban, or there are so many things by which you can come out from the enemies. And to also very strong in Das Mahavidya, that is called Baglamukhi, you can pray Devi Baglamukhi, whereby also you can control your enemies and their thoughts, because that mantra itself says to stop the action of or words of your enemies. So you can pray Baglamukhi Devi also, or you can pray Mars, Mangal, you can pray Ganesha, you can pray Hanuman, by which you can reduce the enmity and you will get relief by your enemies. So first of all, we should see the cause. See your 2nd house. If 2nd house is malefic, obviously your tongue, your speech, your words, your money, your relation are creating, or somewhere it is making your own enemies, and then see the effect. 10th house, if there is no effect, there is no cause, there will be no effect. But very closely judge the 6th house, because 6th house will say you whether you will be going to happen with the enemies or not, right? So enemy house you have to very carefully see. Those already under the enemy, they can pray this for the Dev and Devi, so that to come out from this. And you can donate the Mars item, as I told you that red dal is very good. So according to your weight, you can give the red dal. You can feed to the cow also, because cow denote to the sun. I give it's done one video of cow also, cow and astrology. So you can do this, and by which you can reduce the enmity. First of all, control your tongue. 2nd house, sweeten your tongue, so that there is no harsh effect of your word. And sometimes intentionally, unintentionally, the opposite person feels something, and it lead to sometime crime, because of the enmity and because of the hot temper. People turn into the such a grave enmity and end somebody's life. So be careful about the 2nd house, 6th house, and 10th house. Mars, effect of Mars, these all are very important things for the enemy. And if you are already having or suffered with the enemy, just by pray to your enemy, just consciously, subconsciously pray your enemy that they should release you. You relieve them from your thoughts, you relieve them. No, he is my friend, he has not given me any suffering, let God give him a good thoughts, right? So such a kind of things you can pray also, by which you can reduce the enmity and reduce. So just see to it that whether you are going to face any attack from your enemy. 6th lord, 6th house occupied planets, Mars dasha, this all are the time whereby you will be facing the enemies. And your 6th dasha also, whenever the 6th dasha is there, just keep quiet, be very patient, because this is a time where you are creating your enemies, and these enemies you are going to pay, because 5th house is a 12th from the 6th. That means this is all has been created loss due to your some action in the past life. So just whatever you have done in the past life, at least improve that deeds and turn your enemy into the friends. So good luck to those who's having and facing the problem with the enmity and enemies, and have a good luck and turn your enemy into the friendship. Okay, so my dear friends, thank you very much for listening this video, and reduce your stress by release your enemies and turn into the friends. Thank you very much for listening this video, and do like, subscribe and share my videos and my channel DM Astrology. Press bell button so that you will always get a update about my new videos. For consultation, you can always contact me in my email dmastrology1@gmail.com. And for more articles like this, you can visit my Facebook page DM Astrology or Dharmesh Mehta. You can connect with me in my Instagram also, DM Astrology. So stay blessed, God bless you. Thank you very much, viewers. Namaste.